Hey, word warriors. Tired of forgetting vocabulary right after you learn it? What if I told you there's a fun, brain-friendly hack to lock 150 tricky words into your memory without boring? In this video, we're flipping traditional learning upside down. Here's the game plan. First, we'll hit you with a catchy song packed with all 150 words. Yes, a real song. Then, we'll break down every word's meaning with simple examples. Finally, we'll replay the song so you can feel how much you've already learned. By the end, words like dilapidated, zealot, and obsolescences will stick to your brain like glue. No cramming required. Ready to turn vocabulary grind into a melody-filled adventure? Let's jump in. Sing along now, and watch how these words come alive after we explain them.
In the shadow of an imposing oak, revelation whispers through a feral cloak. Erratic winds hum tales untold, midwife moon with tincture of gold. Ornery souls don a gossamer guise, preen and jaundiced light, imperious and wise. Subvert the gauntlet, pious and prim, lucid fervor burns, fundamentalism's hymn. Oh, hanker not for sacrilegious thrill, coalesce your will, extrude the shrill. Humid hearts expound in stupor's trance, sorrel skies weep rapturous romance. Shrewd supplication, torrid and livid, Gentile hands clutch sows unforgived. Through dilapidated halls we cavort, vindicate the mundane feckless cohort. Bravado's amble, rigorous and wary, holistic, seraphic, no dream too scary. Lexicon Odyssey, words take flight. Inherent squander meets perpetual light. A bodice of capricious design, morbid trifling in granary shrine. Levee breaks where schematics galvanize, in pish despondency and visceral disguise. Cohorts brood with innate despair, unperturbed by squalor they revere the air. The air. Shibboleth whispers waver the night, convalesce in lilt's fading light. Haggard peals of futility's song, interspersed with euphemisms wrong. Lofty fatalism, guttural cry. Lexicon Odyssey, touch the sky! Callous hearts in subtleties guise, distend the truth with estranged eyes. Revel in gluttonous apertures wide, gnarled righteousness, obsolescence tide. Parry blasphemy, buttress your creed, destitute collusion, festering seed. Clusters cadence metastasize, hegemony's grip meets acrid skies. Cajole the zealot, incensed and crass, secular seers mourn a fleeting mass. Illustrious testament, diffidence defied. Lexicon Odyssey, your words, your guide. Final dilapidated halls we cavort, vindicate the mundane feckless cohort. Lexicon Odyssey, words take flight. Inherent squander meets perpetual light.
All right, everyone, settle down, settle down. We have another exciting set of lyrics to explore today. This one is called Lexicon Odyssey, which sounds like a big adventure with words. And just like our previous explorations, we're going to take our time and make sure we understand every single word, even the little nuances that might not jump out at you right away. Remember, if anything feels unclear, just shout it out. We're starting with verse 1. In the shadow of an imposing oak. Okay, first word, imposing. When something is imposing, it means it's large and impressive, often in a way that makes you feel a little bit in awe or even a bit intimidated. Think of a very tall skyscraper or a grand, old building. Those can be imposing. An oak is a type of large tree that is known for being strong and long-lasting. So, in the shadow of an imposing oak, sets a scene in the shade of a very large and impressive tree, maybe suggesting something significant is about to happen. Next line. Revelation whispers through a feral cloak. Revelation means a surprising and previously unknown fact that has been disclosed to others. It's like a secret being revealed. Whispers mean speaking very softly, often in secret. Feral describes an animal that is wild, especially after escaping from captivity or never having been domesticated. A cloak is a loose outer garment. So, revelation whispers through a feral cloak is a very evocative line. It suggests that a secret or important truth is being revealed in a quiet way, perhaps by something wild or untamed, like nature itself. Moving on to the next line. Erratic winds hum tales untold. Erratic means unpredictable and liable to sudden changes. Winds are the natural movement of air. To hum means to make a low, steady, continuous sound. Tales untold are stories that haven't been told yet. So, erratic winds hum tales untold paints a picture of winds that are blowing in different directions and at different speeds, making a soft, continuous sound, as if they are carrying stories that no one has heard before. Next up, midwife moon with tincture gold. A midwife is a person, typically a woman, who is trained to assist women in childbirth. The moon is the natural satellite of the earth. So, midwife moon is a poetic way of describing the moon as a gentle helper, perhaps overseeing something being born or revealed. Tincture is a medicine consisting of an extract of something, typically prepared by soaking the substance in alcohol. Here, tincture of gold suggests a golden glow or a hint of something precious associated with the moon. Now we have ornery souls don a gossamer guise. Ornery means bad-tempered, stubborn, and grumpy. Souls refers to people. To don means to put on an item of clothing. Gossamer is a very fine, sheer fabric or thread. Guise, we've seen this before, means an external form, appearance, or manner of presentation, typically concealing the true nature of something. So, ornery souls don a gossamer guise means grumpy people are putting on a very thin, delicate appearance, perhaps to hide their true nature. Let's continue. Preen in jaundiced light, imperious and wise. To preen means of a bird, to groom and maintain its feathers, or of a person, to devote effort to making oneself look attractive, and then admire one's appearance. Jaundiced literally means affected by jaundice, which causes yellowing of the skin, but here it's used metaphorically to mean having a cynical or negative view of things. Imperious means assuming power or authority without justification, arrogant and domineering. So, preen in jaundiced light, imperious and wise, suggests that these people are concerned with their appearance under a negative or critical light, acting as if they are superior and know everything. Next line. Subvert the gauntlet, pious and prim. To subvert means to undermine the power and authority of an established system or institution. A gauntlet is a stout glove with a long wrist, often part of medieval armor. Here, it's likely used metaphorically to represent a challenge or ordeal. Pious means devoutly religious. Prim means stiff and formal in manner, prudish. So, subvert the gauntlet, pious and prim, means to challenge or go against a difficult situation while appearing very religious and proper. And the last line of verse 1, lucid fervor burns, fundamentalism. Lucid means easy to understand, clear. Fervor means intense and passionate feeling. To burns means to be alight or undergo combustion. Fundamentalism is a strict adherence to the basic principles of any subject or discipline. A hymn is a religious song or poem of praise to God or a god. So lucid fervor burns, fundamentalism, suggests a clear and intense passion is driving a strict adherence to basic beliefs, almost like a religious song celebrating those beliefs. Okay, that's verse 1 done. Now, we have the pre-chorus. Oh, hanker not for sacrilege's thrill. To hanker means to feel a strong desire for something. Sacrilege is the violation or profanation of anything sacred or held sacred. A thrill is a sudden feeling of excitement and pleasure. So, hanker not for sacrilege's thrill means don't strongly desire the excitement that comes from disrespecting something holy or important. Next line, coalesce your will, extrude the shrill. To coalesce means to come together to form one mass or whole. Will refers to the faculty by which a person decides on and initiates action. To extrude means to force or squeeze out something through a small opening. Shrill means of a sound, high-pitched and piercing. So, coalesce your will, extrude the shrill, means to bring your determination together and force out any sharp, unpleasant sounds or expressions. Moving on. Tumid hearts expound in stupor's trance. Tumid means swollen or distended. Hearts here refers to emotions or feelings. To expound means to explain in detail. Stupor, we've seen this before, means a state of near unconsciousness or insensibility. Trance means a half-conscious state, seemingly between sleeping and waking, in which ability to react to external stimuli is reduced. So, tumid hearts expound in stupor's trance suggests that swollen emotions are being explained in detail, while in a state of near unconsciousness or dreamlike state. Next line, sorrel skies weep, rapturous romance. Sorrel is a reddish-brown color. So, sorrel skies means skies that are reddish-brown. To weep means to shed tears. Rapturous means feeling intense pleasure or joy. Romance refers to love and affection between two people. So sorrel skies weep, rapturous romance, is a poetic and contrasting image of sad-colored skies seeming to cry, while a feeling of intense joy and love is present. Next line, shrewd supplication, torrid and livid. Shrewd, we've seen this before, means having or showing sharp powers of judgment, astute. Supplication means the action of asking or begging for something earnestly or humbly. Torrid means very hot and dry, but it can also mean passionate. Livid, we've seen this before, means furiously angry or having a dark bluish or purplish color. So, shrewd supplication, torrid and livid, suggests a clever and maybe even manipulative request that is both passionate and filled with anger. And the last line of the pre-chorus, Gentile hands clutch salves unforgiven. Gentile usually refers to someone who is not Jewish, but here it might just mean gentle or kind. Hands are the ends of our arms used for grasping. To clutch means to grasp or seize something tightly or eagerly. Salves are ointments used to promote healing of the skin or to soothe pain. Unforgiven means not having been pardoned or excused. So, Gentile hands clutch salves unforgiven paints a picture of kind hands holding on to healing ointments, but perhaps feeling like they haven't been forgiven for something. Now, we have the chorus. Through dilapidated halls we cavort. Dilapidated means in a state of disrepair or ruin as a result of age or neglect. Halls here could be literal buildings or metaphorical spaces. To cavort means to jump or dance around excitedly. So, through dilapidated halls we cavort suggests that even in rundown or neglected places, there is joyful and lively movement. Next line. Vindicate the mundane, feckless cohort. To vindicate means to clear someone of blame or suspicion, or to show or prove to be right, reasonable, or justified. Mundane means lacking interest or excitement, dull. Feckless means irresponsible, ineffective, or lacking initiative. A cohort is a group of people with a shared characteristic, usually age. So, vindicate the mundane, feckless cohort is a bit of a call to action, perhaps to prove that even those who seem ordinary or ineffective have value or can be shown to be right. Moving on. Bravado's amble, rigorous and wary. Bravado means a bold manner or a show of boldness intended to impress or intimidate. An amble is a leisurely walk. Rigorous, we've seen this before, means extremely thorough and strict. Wary means feeling or showing caution about possible dangers or problems. So, Bravado's amble, rigorous and wary describes a walk that looks confident and bold on the surface, but is also careful and cautious underneath. Next line. Holistic seraphic, no dream too scary. Holistic means relating to or concerned with wholes or with complete systems rather than with the analysis of, treatment of, or dissection into parts. Seraphic means relating to or resembling a seraphim, which is an angel of the highest order, often described as having 6 wings. So, holistic seraphic suggests something that is complete, spiritual, and heavenly. And no dream too scary means that no aspiration or goal is too frightening to pursue. And the last 2 lines of the chorus, Lexicon Odyssey, words take flight. Inherent squander meets perpetual light. Lexicon Odyssey, we know this is a word adventure. Take flight means to suddenly start to fly. Inherent means existing in something as a permanent, essential, or characteristic attribute. Squander means to waste something, especially money or time, in a reckless and foolish manner. Perpetual means never-ending or changing. Light here could represent knowledge, truth, or hope. So, inherent squander meets perpetual light is a bit of a paradox. It might suggest that even though there might be a natural tendency to waste or lose things, it is met with a constant source of knowledge or hope. Now we're on to verse. A bodice of capricious design. A bodice is the fitted upper part of a garment, especially a woman's dress. Capricious means given to sudden and unaccountable changes of mood or behavior, impulsive and unpredictable. So, a bodice of capricious design describes the upper part of a dress that has an unpredictable or whimsical design. Next line, morbid trifling in granary shrine. Morbid means relating to or preoccupied with death or disease. Trifling means unimportant or trivial. A granary is a storehouse for grain. A shrine is a place regarded as holy because of its association with a divinity or a sacred person or thing. So, morbid trifling in granary shrine is a strange image of unimportant, death-related things happening in a place that should be sacred and about life and sustenance grain. Moving on. Levee breaks where schematics galvanize. A levee is an embankment built to prevent the overflow of a river. To break means to fail to observe a law, rule, or promise. Schematics are diagrams or plans showing the arrangement of parts in a system. To galvanize means to shock or excite someone into taking action. So, levee breaks where schematics galvanize suggests that rules or boundaries are broken in places where plans or systems are suddenly causing people to take action. Next line, impish despondency in visceral disguise. Impish means mischievous. Despondency means a state of low spirits caused by loss of hope or courage, dejection. Visceral means relating to the internal organs, or relating to deep inward feelings rather than to the intellect. Disguise, we've seen this, is to conceal the true nature of something. So, impish despondency in visceral disguise means a playful sadness is hidden beneath a display of strong gut feelings. Next line, cohorts brood with innate despair. Cohorts, we've seen this, are groups of people with a shared characteristic. To brood means to think deeply about something that makes one unhappy, angry, or worried. Innate means inborn, natural. Despair means the complete loss or absence of hope. So, cohorts brood with innate despair means groups of people are deeply unhappy and worried, feeling a hopelessness that seems to be a part of their nature. And the last line of verse 2, unperturbed by squalor, they revere the air. Unperturbed means not worried or upset. Squalor means a state of being extremely dirty and unpleasant, especially as a result of poverty or neglect. To revere means to feel deep respect or admiration for something. So, unperturbed by squalor, they revere the air is a striking image of people who are not bothered by filth and unpleasantness, and instead, they deeply respect something as basic as the air they breathe. Now, we move to the bridge. Shibboleth whispers, waver the night. A shibboleth is a custom, principle, or belief distinguishing a particular class or group of people, especially a long-standing one regarded as outmoded or no longer important. To waver means to fluctuate or hesitate between choices. So, shibboleth whispers, waver the night, suggests that old, perhaps outdated beliefs are being spoken softly while there's a hesitation or uncertainty throughout the night. Next line, convalesce in lilts, fading light. To convalesce means to recover one's health and strength after a period of illness or injury. A lilt is a characteristic rising and falling of the voice when speaking, a gentle rhythmic sound. Fading light means the light is gradually disappearing. So, convalesce in lilts fading light means to recover in a gentle, rhythmic atmosphere as the light of day is ending. Moving on, haggard peals a futility song. Haggard means looking exhausted and unwell, especially from fatigue, worry, or suffering. Peals are loud ringing of bells or a loud repeated sound. Futility means the quality of being futile, pointlessness, or uselessness. So, haggard peals a futility song describe sounds that are loud and perhaps unpleasant, coming from a sense of hopelessness and uselessness. Next line, interspersed with euphemisms wrong. Interspersed means scattered among or between other things, placed here and there. Euphemisms are mild or indirect words or expressions substituted for ones considered to be too harsh or blunt when referring to something unpleasant or embarrassing. Wrong means not correct or true, incorrect. So, interspersed with euphemisms wrong means that these sounds or expressions are mixed with softer, indirect words that are actually inaccurate or inappropriate in the situation. Next line, lofty fatalism, guttural cry. Lofty means of imposing height or of a noble or elevated nature. Fatalism is the belief that all events are predetermined and therefore inevitable. Guttural, we've seen this, means produced in the throat, harsh sounding. Cry here means a loud expression of pain or distress. So, lofty fatalism, guttural cry, suggests a belief in predetermined events combined with a harsh cry of pain or despair. And the last line of the bridge, Lexicon Odyssey, touch the sky. We know Lexicon Odyssey and touch the sky. This is a call to reach for great things through the power of words. Now for verse 3, callous hearts in subtlety's guise. Callous means showing or having an insensitive and cruel disregard for others. Subtlety means the quality of being subtle, delicacy. Guise, we've seen this, is an external appearance that conceals the true nature. So, callous hearts in subtlety's guise means cruel people are hiding their true nature behind a delicate or understated appearance. Next line, distend the truth with estranged eyes. To distend means to swell or cause to swell by pressure from inside. Truth is the actual state of a matter. Estranged means no longer close or affectionate to someone, alienated. So, distend the truth with estranged eyes suggests that the truth is being twisted or exaggerated by people who are disconnected or alienated. Moving on, revel in glutinous apertures wide. To revel means to enjoy oneself in a lively and noisy way, especially with drinking and dancing. Glutinous means like glue, sticky. Apertures are holes or openings. Wide means of great or more than average width. So, revel in glutinous apertures wide paints a somewhat unpleasant picture of people enjoying themselves in a sticky, perhaps messy, and very open way. Next line, gnarled righteousness, obsolescence's tide. Gnarled means knobbly, rough, and twisted, especially with age. Righteousness means the quality of being morally right or justifiable. Obsolescence is the process of becoming obsolete or outdated. Tide refers to the regular rise and fall of the sea, but here it's used metaphorically to represent a trend or movement. So, gnarled righteousness, obsolescence's tide, suggests an old, twisted sense of moral superiority that is becoming outdated. Next line, parry blasphemy, buttress your creed. To parry means to ward off a weapon or attack with a countermove. Blasphemy means the act or offense of speaking sacrilegiously about God or sacred things, profane talk. To buttress means to provide a building or structure with projecting supports, or to increase the strength of or justification for something. Creed means a set of beliefs or aims that guide someone's actions. So, parry blasphemy, buttress your creed, means to defend against disrespectful talk about sacred things and to strengthen your own beliefs. And the last line of verse 3, destitute collusion, festering seed. Destitute means extremely poor, without the basic necessities of life. Collusion means secret or illegal cooperation or conspiracy, especially in order to cheat or deceive others. Festering means becoming rotten or septic. Also, becoming worse or more intense. Seed refers to a plant embryo enclosed in a protective outer covering. Here, it's used metaphorically to represent the beginning of something bad. So, destitute collusion festering seed suggests a secret, harmful agreement among very poor people that is likely to grow into something even worse. Now for the outro. Cloister's cadence metastasize. A cloister is a covered walk in a convent, monastery, college, or cathedral, typically with a wall on one side and a colonnade open to a quadrangle on the other. Cadence means a sequence of notes or chords comprising the close of a musical phrase, or a modulation or inflection of the voice. To metastasize means of a cancer, to spread to other sites in the body by metastasis. Here, it's used metaphorically to suggest something spreading rapidly and harmfully. So, cloister's cadence, metastasize, might refer to a rhythm or pattern within a secluded or religious setting that is spreading in a harmful way. Next line, hegemony's grip meets acrid skies. Hegemony means leadership or dominance, especially by one country or social group over others. Grip, we've seen this, means a firm hold. Acrid means having an irritatingly strong and unpleasant taste or smell, or angry and bitter. Skies refers to the atmosphere and outer space seen from the earth. So, hegemony's grip meets acrid skies suggests that the power and control of a dominant group are facing a harsh and unpleasant reality or situation. Moving on, cajole the zealot, incensed and crass. To cajole means to persuade someone, to do something by sustained coaxing or flattery. A zealot is a person who is fanatical and uncompromising in pursuit of their religious, political, or other ideals. Incensed means very angry, enraged. Crass means showing no intelligence or sensitivity. So, cajole the zealot, incensed and crass, means to try and gently persuade someone who is extremely passionate and also very angry and insensitive. Next line. Secular seers mourn a fleeting mass. Secular, we've seen this, means not connected with religious or spiritual matters. Seers are people who are supposedly able to see the future. To mourn means to feel or show sorrow for the death of someone, or regret for the loss of something. Fleeting, we've seen this, means lasting for only a short time. Mass here likely refers to a large number of people. So, secular seers mourn a fleeting mass, means people who claim to see the future, but are not religious, are sad about a large group of people who are disappearing quickly. Next line, illustrious testament, diffidence defied. Illustrious, we've seen this, means well-known, respected, and admired for past achievements. Testament, we've seen this, is a strong declaration. Diffidence means modesty or shyness resulting from a lack of self-confidence. To defy means to openly resist or refuse to obey. So, illustrious testament, diffidence defied, means a well-respected declaration has been made, overcoming any shyness or lack of confidence. And the last line of the outro, Lexicon Odyssey, your words, your guide. We know Lexicon Odyssey. This is a final reminder that the words you learn and understand will be your guide on your journey. Finally, the final chorus repeats, so we've made it all the way through. Remember, just like we talked about how a shadow is the dark area behind something blocking light, and imposing means something grand and perhaps a bit intimidating. Every word has its own specific shade of meaning. Understanding these small differences is what makes our Lexicon Odyssey so interesting and helps us really grasp the full picture of what these lyrics are trying to tell us. You all did an amazing job today. Any last questions? Now that you've mastered these 150 words, let's replay the song. This time, you'll hear the lyrics with fresh ears. You might even catch yourself singing Grueling Strife or Bleary Eyes like a pro. Turn up the volume, and let's celebrate your new vocabulary superpowers.
In the shadow of an imposing oak, revelation whispers through a feral cloak. Erratic winds hum tales untold. Midwife moon with tincture of gold. Ornery souls don a gossamer guise. Preen and jaundice light, imperious and wise. Subvert the gauntlet, pious and prim. Lucid fervor burns, fundamentalism's hymn. Oh, hanker not for sacrilegious thrill. Coalesce your will, extrude the shrill. Humid hearts expound in stupor's trance. Sorrel skies weep rapturous romance. Shrewd supplication, torrid and livid. Gentile hands clutch salves unforgived. Through dilapidated halls we cavort. Vindicate the mundane feckless cohort. Bravado's amble, rigorous and wary. Holistic, seraphic, no dream too scary. Lexicon Odyssey, words take flight. Inherent squander meets perpetual light. A bodice of capricious design. Morbid trifling in granary shrine. Levy breaks where schematics galvanize. In pish despondency and visceral disguise. Cohorts brood with innate despair. Unperturbed by squalor they revere the air. The air. Shibboleth whispers waver the night. Convalesce in lilt's fading light. Haggard peals of futility's song, interspersed with euphemisms wrong. Lofty fatalism, guttural cry. Lexicon Odyssey, touch the sky! Callous hearts in subtleties guise. Distend the truth with estranged eyes. Revel in gluttonous apertures wide. Gnarled righteousness, obsolescence tide. Parry blasphemy, buttress your creed. Destitute collusion, festering seed. Clusters cadence metastasize. Hegemony's grip meets acrid skies. Cajole the zealot, incensed and crass. Secular seers mourn a fleeting mass. Illustrious testament, diffidence defied. Lexicon Odyssey, your words, your guide. Final dilapidated halls we cavort. Vindicate the mundane feckless cohort. Lexicon Odyssey, words take flight. Inherent squander meets perpetual light.
Boom. See how music plus explanation equals unstoppable learning? Drop a comment. Which word's meaning shocked you the most? Blasphemy? Cohorts? Let's nerd out below. Smash subscribe if you're ready to learn smarter, not harder. And hit the bell so you never miss our next brain hack video. Stay curious, friends.